if isentropic efficiencies of the compressor and turbine are given, then what happens? So, in order to understand this isentropic efficiency concept, first of all, let us see the gas turbine power plant basic diagram. So, let me consider there is a compressor. I am taking the block diagram here. So, there is a compressor like this. So, to the compressor, air enters. Air is entering, let us say at condition 1. Now, in the compressor, air gets compressed and comes out like this at condition 2. Now, this compressed air enters into a combustion chamber. So, in the combustion chamber, usually fuel will be injected, and as a result of that, combustion takes place in practical cycles. But when it comes to ideal cycle, let us say during process 2 to 3, heat is added at constant pressure. So at constant pressure, heat is added such that the temperature increases and pressure remains constant here. Here, let us assume that the compression is isentropic at the beginning. Now, this heated air enters into a turbine. This heated air enters into a turbine, where in the turbine expansion takes place. So let us say the expansion that is happening is isentropic expansion. So entropy remains constant during expansion. Then if we consider this power plant as a closed cycle power plant, then we need to close this cycle by using a heat exchanger. If this is an open cycle gas turbine, the exhaust gases will be let out into the atmosphere and fresh air enters. So try to understand, there will be two different types of turbines. One is open cycle gas turbine, second one is closed cycle gas turbine plant. So when it is open cycle gas turbine plant, this will be the plant. When it is a closed cycle condition, then what we need to do is we need to use a heat exchanger. This is ideal case. So in this heat exchanger, from process 4 to 1, heat will be rejected at constant pressure. So heat will be rejected at constant pressure. So this is the ideal cycle that we have considered, and this is a closed cycle gas turbine plant. Now here, let us see some important aspects. If you observe closely here, each component of this power plant can be considered as a system. Suppose if we consider only this compressor as our control volume, now fluid is entering into the system and leaving the system. So therefore mass entering the system and leaving the system, and at the same time energy enters the system and leaves the system. So this can be considered as a open system. So when we considered an open system and the process is isentropic compression happening, now the work input that is required for compression, can be written as gamma by gamma minus 1 into P2 V2 minus P1 V1. So this is the work required for compression. Or we can write this work required for compression in another way also, that is by applying the steady flow energy equation here. So let us consider H1 is the enthalpy with which air is entering into the system. So H1 is the enthalpy with which air is entering into the system. So as the process is isentropic process, there will be no heat loss, and let us assume that there is negligible variation in the kinetic and potential energies. So when there is negligible variation in kinetic and potential energies, we can neglect them, and during isentropic process heat transfer is 0. Therefore we can write H1 is equal to H2 minus the work input that we are giving to the compressor. So from this, work input to the compressor can also be written as H2 minus H1. So we can use this formula for work done or this formula for work done. So this is work input that is given to the compressor by considering a control volume approach or by using the formulas of open system. See, try to understand here. So previously when we have learnt about Otto, diesel and dual cycles, there we have come across closed system. But here when we are talking about gas turbine plants, we are talking about open system here. So by using open system formulas only we have to solve. That means here we need to consider for compression VDP work and for expansion minus integral VDP work. So that is what we are using here. So try to understand, dear students. Now let us consider this combustion chamber also as a control volume or open system. So here H2 is the enthalpy with which air enters the combustion chamber. So this air gets heated at constant pressure. Let us consider Qs as the amount of heat supplied. As a result of that, the temperature increases at constant pressure. As the temperature increases, internal energy increases. So as the internal energy increases, we know that H is equal to U plus PV, and H is equal to U plus PV. As the internal energy increases, enthalpy also increases, even though pressure is kept constant. Now, so from this we can write the amount of heat supplied Qs is equal to H3 minus H2. So this is the heat supplied formula. Now this air, after getting heated up at a higher enthalpy H3, enters into the turbine. So in this turbine, isentropic expansion takes place. As a result of this isentropic expansion, the enthalpy decreases due to drop in pressure as well as temperature, and as this is isentropic process, heat losses will be 0 to the surroundings, and there will be certain amount of work output from the turbine. So this work output from the turbine Wt can be written as H3 minus H4 in terms of enthalpies, or as this is an open system, we can write work developed by the turbine also as gamma by gamma minus 1 for isentropic process into P3 V3 minus P4 V4. This is also correct for the work developed by the turbine. Now after expansion in the turbine, the air enters into the heat exchanger. In the heat exchanger, at constant pressure, heat is rejected to the surrounding atmosphere. So therefore, if we write the expression here, H4 minus the amount of heat rejected is equal to H1. So this can also be written as heat rejected QR is equal to H4 minus H1. So this is the amount of heat rejected. Now we have got all the formulas of work input to the compressor, heat supplied, heat rejected and everything. And in this particular case, we have considered the compression and expansion to be isentropic. That means if I draw the TS diagram here, If I draw the TS diagram here, for this closed cycle gas turbine plant, process 1 to 2 is isentropic compression, 2 to 3 is constant pressure heat addition, 3 to 4 isentropic expansion, and 4 to 1 constant pressure heat rejection. So far we have considered the Brayton cycle only. Now see here, if isentropic efficiencies of compressor and turbine are given, that means if isentropic efficiencies are given in the problem, then we need to understand that the process is no more isentropic during compression and expansion, but it follows adiabatic path. That means there will be an increase in entropy during compression, as well as there will be an increase in entropy during expansion from 3 to 4 dash like this. So that means if isentropic efficiencies are given, we need to understand that the process that is happening during compression as well as expansion will no more be isentropic. Instead, it becomes adiabatic. So process 1 to 2 is representing isentropic compression, which is a reversible process. So isentropic compression, the work input that we are giving to the compressor is the ideal work input, that is H2 minus H1, which is also written as gamma by gamma minus 1 into P2 V2 minus P1 V1. So this is ideal work input, or instead of this gamma by gamma minus 1, we will write like this in terms of specific heats and temperatures. We can also write this. So that is mCp T2 minus T1. This is isentropic compression formula. Whereas process 1 to 2 dash, this is adiabatic compression. This adiabatic process is an irreversible process. So the work input that we are giving during as adiabatic compression is the actual work input. So the actual work input should be H2 dash minus H1, which will be taken as mCp into T2 dash minus T1. So this is adiabatic compression. Adiabatic process is irreversible, as I already told you, whereas isentropic process is reversible adiabatic. This is reversible process. Now isentropic efficiency relates these two compression processes. So isentropic efficiency of the compressor will be work input that is required during an ideal process by WC actual. So you may get a doubt here, sir, usually we should write actual by ideal. Why we are writing ideal by actual in this particular case? See here, try to understand carefully. Compressor is a work consuming device. So ideally it has to consume less amount of work, but due to practical reasons like certain irreversibilities like heat losses due to friction, then magnetic hysteresis, all these are the irreversibilities. Because of these irreversibilities, the actual work that is consumed by the compressor will be greater than the ideal work. So to understand this concept, you just see your refrigerator that is in your home. So in the refrigerator, what is said here? So in the refrigerator, ideally they will say that this refrigerator consumes only 1 watt per day, for example. But practically if you observe, because of certain atmospheric conditions and certain losses in our house or in the compressor, what will happen, there will be some internal irreversibilities, external irreversibilities. Because of that, the work that is consumed by the compressor of the refrigerator will be higher. So therefore the actual work consumed by that refrigerator will be more than the company specified things, because see, the testing of the refrigerator, all these will be done under showroom conditions or under lab conditions, but practically the atmosphere that is available will be different. So that's why the actual work that will be consumed by those compressors will be higher. So that is the reason we are writing ideal by actual here. Now from this, ideal work done is H2 minus H1 by actual work input is H2 dash minus H1. We can also write this as T2 minus T1 by T2 dash minus T1. So this is the isentropic efficiency of the compressor. Now let us go for the turbine case. So if you observe the turbine case, process 3 to 4 is isentropic expansion, which is an ideal process. So when we have come across this isentropic expansion, work developed by the turbine will become the ideal work output. So this ideal work output will be H3 minus H4, or you can write this as MCP T3 minus T4. This is the ideal work output. But the actual process is from 3 to 4 dash. This is adiabatic expansion, which is an irreversible process. So when we have considered this adiabatic expansion, WT actual will be H3 minus H4 dash, which will be MCP T3 minus T4 dash. So this is the actual expansion that is happening. Now the isentropic efficiency of the turbine will be WT actual by WT ideal. So here we need to consider actual by ideal. Actual thing is MCP T3 minus T4 dash by MCP T3 minus T4. This is ideal condition. So these two will get cancelled. We can write this as T3 minus T4 dash by T3 minus T4, or you can write this as H3 minus H4 dash by H3 minus H4. See, turbine is a work producing device. So compressor is work consuming device and turbine is work developing device. See, ideally the turbine should develop more work, but practically due to some losses, the work that is developed by the turbine will be lesser. So that's why actual work will be less than the ideal work. So that is the reason we need to consider like this. Now try to understand here, dear students, when isentropic efficiencies of compressor and turbine are given, then we need to know certain things. We need to consider work consumed by the compressor actual, which is H2 dash minus H1 or MCP into T2 dash minus T1. Then work developed by the turbine actual. So work developed by the turbine actual is H3 minus H4 dash, which is MCP into T3 minus T4 dash. Then heat supplied also we need to consider actual. See, heat supplied actual will be, try to understand here carefully dear students, ideally heat supplied is H3 minus H2, but if you observe the diagram, actual heat supplied is from 2 dash to 3 when isentropic efficiencies are given in the question. So 2 dash to 3 means we need to consider actual heat supplied as H3 minus H2 dash, or you should take this as mCp T3 minus T2 dash. Then see, the work that is developed by the turbine, we call it as gross work developed, whereas the work developed by the turbine minus work input that is given to the compressor, we call it as the net work output. The reason is, see here, in the cycle if you observe, turbine is developing certain amount of work output. See, that work that is developed by the turbine, we call it as the gross work developed, but this turbine has to supply certain amount of work input to the compressor by using certain shaft. So the net work done will be Wt minus Wc. So Wt minus Wc will be the net work output. So therefore net work done also we need to take the actual condition. So net work done actual is nothing but Wt actual minus Wc actual. So therefore finally the thermal efficiency will be the net work done actual by heat supplied actual. So this will give us the thermal efficiency, and remember that when isentropic efficiencies are given in the problem, you should not use thermal efficiency as 1 minus 1 by Rp to the power gamma minus 1 by gamma. So this formula is wrong when isentropic efficiencies are given in the question. So you should use this particular formula in order to determine the thermal efficiency when isentropic efficiency